Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Good.
Thanks.
Ready,
Good, thanks.
ready to roll.
Yep.
quite like it. Yeah, I got you.
I'm just wondering whether anyone felt like they'd been robbed from this race last night or Thursday night, because Ned Kelly may have been around.
And I'm back here. So, yeah, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to RaceKraft Simulations V8 Vet Split 4, coming to you from the one and only beautiful Winton Motorsport Raceway, located in the beautiful northeast Victoria, Ned Kelly Country. We were just joking about how this place, not too far, just down off the hill there at Glenrowan, where Ned Kelly had his famous last stand. This could be someone's last stand here tonight. We might see whether that might play out for everybody. Big thank you for Pato for telling me that couldn't hear me. He'd be very happy about that fact. And also a huge thank you to everyone in the chat as well. Already 30 of yous out there. That is bloody awesome for a Saturday night. We lost the bet. We've been relegated to Saturday this week. I'm going to try and make sure we don't lose that one again next week. Just talking about Ned Kelly Country. This is a beautiful part of the world, the foothills of northeast Victoria, Victorian Alps. Just an hour down the road from my place, and quite a few Vets boys in this neck of the woods. I'm John Van Ree. With me in the chat, of course, Mark Doyle, Ross Watson. Of course, great to have these boys along. And we might just have a quick look at this track layout. It, of course, is only a very short little circuit, located, as I said, just between Benalla and Wangaratta. For those who don't know, or those who drive down the Hume, it's basically just off the Hume where you have the big solar farm on the way to the Victorian New South Wales border. And it starts on the start-finish straight in the new complex and then heads up into turn 1 and 2, otherwise known as the S's, where you come up the rise, very tricky exit out of 2, past the old pits, and then down into turn 3. Turn 3, of course, made very famous at this circuit by the one and only Mr. Darrell Eastlake, and he called one of the most beautiful motorsport incidents in the BMWs of Tony Longhurst and Paul Morris. And, of course, if you ever get a chance to find that one on YouTube, it is the best bit of biff you'll ever see at a motorsport event outside of America. We then head down the hill into Coates Corner, another corner. I think girl there tragically lost her life there about 25 years ago. And then we then come down up through the sweeping corner, turn 5, around the skid pan and into the famous rollover corner, where we jump hard onto the brakes into Penrite Corner. Great viewing spot down there up on the bank just outside Penrite Corner. You get to see the cars change direction, pull it up. Bit of a passing over opportunity there as well. And then, of course, we come back down around the tree and then up into Truck Assist Corner. It has been named corners 7, 8, and 9 after the anatomy of a female body, but I'm just going to leave it at that. And then we come out of Truck Assist down the short straightaway into turn 10, where the old club circuit continues on back to turn 1. Showing my age now, I can remember when the supercars first came out, going down and watching Brocky drive around. I do have some pictures on paper somewhere from those days. That's how scary it is. And anyway, instead of going straight, we chuck a lovely left-hand turn, shoot into the new complex on the circuit, down to Hyundai Corner, through 11, and then we sweep through Gunter Corner into 12, where the famous BMW, the 125 that we saw on the intro screen tonight, had a miraculous incident into the wall during the New South Wales Championships, which, of course, for those in New South Wales, come to Victoria to race. Don't quite understand that one, but when you think about it, there's only two motorsports complexes that they can race at in New South Wales, being One Raceway and Sydney Motorsport Park, as Bathurst is only a temporary circuit. Anyway, we go back down the start-finish line across the start-finish line at the end of the pit straight there, and that is a lap. Very short lap, only about a minute 22. In the same ballpark as what the lap times will be next week at Mosport. To put it in a little bit of complex, Mosport, though, we cover off a lot more pace. That is the circuit, and I guess we want to have a look at the championship as well while we're talking about where things are at. So, of course, with one drop round after 5, Lukey Power is the man on 7:31 in front of Passion Sim Racing's Phil Whiting, and he is in front of the one and only Nathan Favero, who is away this week. So hopefully he's got some points up in the bag for a drop round. Daniel Schaefer sitting in 4th. The better-looking Baxter sitting in 5th. He's only 11 points behind. What can he do tonight? He's got his heart set on promotion. He's driving it like a boat. Anything is possible. Marty Hughes with a pit lane start. Penalty license points already coming into play there. So he's got to be very careful with this one here. Tough place to pass. Ross Watson in 7th in the championship. What can you do here, Watto? What can you do?
Well, we'll see, eh?
Almost like a New Zealand circuit, so half a chance, I reckon. Then we roll into Braden O'Loughlin, Battle of the Kiwis here between 7 and 8. Our favourite American, or second favourite, or one of our favourite Americans. I better get that right now. We've got 2 of them in the split. sorry, Jeff. Lester Craig comes in at 9th, and Wilco in 10th, just ahead of DeWitt, friend Adam Hughes. My other favourite American, Jeff Eddy, the Cadman in 15th. Keep an eye out for him tonight. And then, of course, Carl Pickering in 16th, sharing that with Sandford. KFL, Pato, Fu, Van Ree, Freer, Wright, Morris, and Galloway roll out the top 25. So it is an interesting looking place we've got here already. Time though, I think we might roll the grid out. I don't think I fixed something up, but I'll try and verbally get it right. Lukey Powell sits on pole for M1 Racing. Apparently he's trying to do the perfect race tonight for a little fella up in Darwin who's doing it tough at the moment, some little bloke called Mark Peck. Powell, he's going to show the love. He's going to try and do the perfect race. He lines up alongside the rookie from We Race, K.O. Fellow. That is a great effort from him. Daniel Schaefer from Omen Racing sitting in 3rd. And Lester Craig from Shadow Racing is in 4th, sharing the 2nd row. That is a cracking effort for Lester. On the 3rd row, Matty Fu lines up against the one and only Ross Watson from Misfit Racing.
Hey, mate, looking with intent, my boy.
Nathan Cadman rounds out the 4th row with Passion Sim Sport alongside Jeff Sanford from Player One. Robert Baxter is sitting on the 5th row from CX2, lining up alongside Bill Whiting from Passion Sim Racing. And then we have on the 6th row a row of rookies with Darryl Callahan and Brad Grant from Team AJR. And we roll over the page. We have Darren Friend from Old Mates and Sons setting a cracking time, lining up alongside Shane Patterson from Nova Sim Sports. And just for those playing along at home, chuck in the chat if you think you have the winning number or the winning driver for the Pato Turn 1 raffle. And we go continuing on to the 15th is Carl Pickering for Pico Industries. Great result for Pico to be sitting there on the 8th row. He lines up alongside Glenn Wilbo from Omen Racing. Vaughan Robinson, now driving for Southern Cross Racing, is sitting there on the 9th row alongside Tommy DeWitt from WKMP. We then go over the page to the 10th spot. 10th row with Bruce Galloway lining up alongside Braden O'Loughlin from Frog Elite Juiced Racing. And then on the 11th row, we have Phil Marsh from PJM Racing with Dave Holly from Player One. On the 12th row, Peter Morris from Fishy Motorsports lines up alongside Darren Vermey from 1MLT. Then over the page, we've got Tim Hall alongside Greg Shelton from Mustangs, North Queensland. And then Doug Wright from Old Mates and Sons lines up alongside the one and only Jeff Eddy. And if anyone's watching this on a Sunday in the showroom, your wife said you can buy the bike. And then we go on to the 15th row. Tim Vermey from 1MLT lines up alongside Southern Cross Racing Simon Pitt. On the 16th row is Gunther von Nordschleife for WKMP. He's going to line up alongside Dave Baldock. from day 37 WKMP. On the next straight, Darren Walden from Angry Birds lines up alongside Dave Leslie. Craig Rose lines up alongside Van Ree. And then over the page, we then have the one and only Anita Buckland sitting back there from Old Mates and Sons. She lines up alongside David Logstaff from Team AJR. And then we have Travis. I could never get Trav's surname right. Adesapasi. And then he has Adam Hughes next to him because Travis is one of our race control. Lucas Burt in the safety car. Adam Hughes is a pit lane start. Marty Hughes is a pit lane start. And Lucas Neal, the soccer player, is not with us tonight. We have Luke Neville, the greatest race control steward of them all in Split 4. He is in the house tonight. So looking forward to seeing what sort of call he can give us. That is the grid, fellas.
Certainly an interesting one.
The dice have definitely rolled.
Yes, what was that?
The dice have definitely rolled.
It has. It's going to be very interesting. I think we're going to see some very interesting contests come out of this one tonight.
It's been such a short track. There may be blue flag issues.
Drugs are bad, okay? Huh? I'm trying to work out where Pato's coming from, but anyway.
Hey, come on, Pato.
I think you'll be talking about Will saying strong feeling Baldock will get his first win. Anyway, it might be time to light the wick on this, boys, I reckon, and let's get into it. 200 Ks at Winton, tight, twisty, hard circuit. What can go wrong? That's all I'm going to say.
Not a lot.
Not a lot. Until we get turn one.
I think a lot.
Yeah, you might take that back in about 2 seconds. Righto, let's light the wick on this one, boys, and take a look. And we are away. It's a good little start here. Go down the back of pack. Oh, a little bit of touching.
Oh, shit.
Oh. No, that is not great. That is Gunter off into the weeds. Continuing back on a bit further up. Jump on Tim Hall. And there's a little bit of a smoke up there. He's been tapped as well. That's another one being spun around. He's parked out the middle. People going on inside, outside. And he gets that going. Looks like might have been Jeff Eddy involved in that. And we continue back on up the front. We have a rookie in the lead, Luke Powell. Already in trouble. Hasn't got the golden start that he wanted. That is tough. But he's under a lot of pressure.
Yeah, I have noticed he's struggling with his starts lately, the last 2 rounds. That's all right. Give him 5 or 10 laps, he'll be lapping the field.
Answer your question, Mr. McLeod. I think there was about 5 warnings. So we have KO taking the first lap. That is a great effort there. Put that in the book.
Some points for that one.
Yeah, be pretty happy with that. But he has Leaky Powell all over the back of him now. He's going to have to work pretty hard here.
Yes.
That's a tough little place. The Cadman, he's still going. He's sitting there in 8th. He's doing all right. Darryl Callahan, he's up 5 spots. He's had a great start. The Paint Doctor would be very happy with that. That's moved him well up into the top 10 already. And KO's.
He hasn't even got any paint on anybody else's door. Well done.
Doing very well. The KO now starting to come under a bit of pressure from Powell.
Tap, I'm here, boy.
I'm here. Let me pass. I'm doing this for Mark. Has a look.
Very good pressure. Just fill those mirrors. It is one of those tracks. She's a hard track to pass on, but you sort of got to pressure the guy in front of you. Obviously, cleanly. It looks pretty clean around this.
Got to be patient. That's the key.
You do. Have the guy looking in the rear view. Pressure that mistake.
He's going to shuffle back a little bit. Marty Hughes is up 16 spots already in the first 3 laps.
Okay.
So as I said, championship contender, good start. Probably needs to consolidate here. Oh, a little bit of a dual spin, I think. I think Leslie's gone with him there. They 2 of them off into the grass.
That's got to hit.
Gets himself back on.
If he shoots across here, he'll be alright. No, he's taking the track.
It's still up quite a few spots.
Jeebus, that's an angry looking pack.
And that's... Oh!
Redress? Is that you?
Oh, that's pinball.
Boy.
And I think that front wheel looks like it's got a little bit of toe in there.
Definitely looks like a Mustang, I must say.
Yep, slightly used. Great news today though, BJR signing up the Toyota.
Yeah, boy, there we go, lads.
Loving that.
I am too.
Bringing the Toyotas to the border.
Thanks for the heads up, Apex Hunters.
Those dickheads bring dickhead cars, don't they?
Wait till you see a missing point.
Can I honestly say I never have liked that car.
I'll be in a Super when they come out.
I think I will be too. No comment, Bruce. Let's just say it was very, very difficult to turn right to get back into the pit lane. And the stewards... Oi!
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, that was Brad Grant. He'd just been hit with Jeff when he had his wheel fire. Yes, very difficult to turn back in. So yeah, the model has updated a bit. But I didn't get the opportunity to be able to drive it straight. So I couldn't tell you whether the effect it had on the aero. Lachlan and Baxter here going toe to toe. Okay, good little battle pack here.
Yeah.
A little backs, he's down 1. Lachlan's up 9. Galloway behind, he is up 7 spots. That's a great drive from him. Holly's had a good start. He's up 8. Verme up 9 in 15th. The big loser here is probably Pato. Pato's been shuffled back 3. Do believe may have been some contact on lap 1 between Pato and Tommy DeWitt. I do believe, yeah. I think it might be. I think Tommy DeWitt might have had the raffle ticket. I think whoever had number 59 at home, come and see me after the show to collect your chook. A few things happening. Lester Craig, he's still hanging on there. He's in the top 10. Very, very tough little battle here.
I can definitely tell you, Luke Orman, it definitely was not me. Paddo's been helping me out too much. I cannot send the boy.
Let's jump on here. Hey, really, you just got to sit back here. You just got to be patient.
Yeah.
So,
Also,
yeah.
lap one, I followed Schaefer through. He sort of made the gap with Matthew, got hung out wide, and I just flipped onto Schaefer's rear bumper and followed him through. And it was just basically just sit there. We still got 2 pit stops to go, 60 laps. Sit there, be patient.
Absolutely. Now, just a real quick one. Everyone out there, make sure you like. And if you haven't subscribed, do it really, really quick because you'll be number 600.
Throw it in the fan, boy.
Lighting, he's doing well. He's got a bunch of rookies in front of him, though. Fu, Callahan, Craig, Cadman. The rookie quartet. K.A. Filler up front as well. Gotta say, these newbies have really stepped up this season.
Yeah, too fast, boys.
Cadman showing his nose again.
It's quite good when you got a teammate behind you, though. You know he's not gonna.
Well, yeah. Ask Tommy to win about Bulldog. And very quickly, how is our other man? This is the other one who started from pit lane, Adam Hughes. These boys battling back. Hughes is up 13 spots. Craig Rose up 10 as well in front with this little battle here.
In the wall going into pit lane.
In the wall pit lane, that was Sando. He's with the gear issues. Oi, hang on to it, hang on to it.
Can't go too wide there.
Let's go have a look here. And smokes it up. Very well, hang on to it. Let's let a few through. Let's jump on with Walden. He's up 8 spots in the 25th.
All right. As I was saying with the boys I was playing golf with today, as long as it's going forward.
There's a couple of golfers in split 4. I won't name names, but there is someone out there that plays off a +3 handicap.
Okay. I ain't that good.
Apparently drives a Titleist golf ball better than he drives a Gen 3 car.
That would be it.
Walden, he's not doing too bad there. Might shuffle back up to you, Ross. You got the quartet behind you.
Yeah, mate. Back in the pack up like normal. It's a very easy track to defend on. I can say that. If you're in New Zealand and you need some racing gear, as you can see, Sim Blacks, check them out. Shameless plug there, boys.
Very shameless.
Obviously, if you're an Aussie,
I'm just trying to think whether it's the UK or the US version of shameless.
well, I am technically Scottish, so you made the call.
Hey, you all right, Ross? They're not knocking you down too hard here.
Yeah, big thanks to Pato, mate. You've really helped me out this season.
Probably the biggest gentleman in split 4, Pato. Gets on the radio with his big deep tone, and you think, cranky old bastard. But when you actually meet the guy, or sit down and get a chance to talk to the fella, probably one of the nicest gentlemen you ever get to meet. And Darren Friendy doing well. He's in 16th. He's hanging on. Darren Vermey up 9 spots. Holly up 8. These boys doing really well in this group here. Lap 10. Leaky Powell doing really well.
Ten down. He's only 2.5 seconds in front.
Yep.
That's a tap of the hat for the rest of us, I reckon, because that boy is whack.
Jump on here, Pato. He's got a lot of pressure behind from Pico. I know Pico has his 2 or 3 scalps he likes to get each week. And I reckon Pato would be on that list just quietly. A little bit of a look-ski on the inside here.
Oi.
A bit of a lock-up. Let's go forward a little bit to Tommy DeWitt. He's battling away with Galloway. Galloway, of course, in the fight with O'Loughlin. These boys all sitting behind the better-looking Baxter. Young Rob. Oh, Tommy, keep it easy. No need to cut the grass there, mate. It's all good. It's a drought up in this part of the world at the moment. There is no grass. One day it'll rain.
Someone plotted his line too, by the look of it.
Yep. I believe someone did, actually.
Yeah, you should have made this a wet race. It might have brought him some luck.
No, it was originally penciled in to be a wet race. The original plan for the season was, of course, Donington, with rain coming. It was rain going. This was rain coming. That was the original plans for the season. Of course, Donington, with the iRacing update, threw us a curveball. And just after the way everybody carried on like pork chops with the one set of tyres and talking about change and not change, and here we go, big dive. Good. Cadman had a real look here. I think he's managed to sneak through on Lester. I think he got him. I think Lester might have gone a bit deep there as well.
Be the devil's advocate, we are all over 40, and most of you boys from Australia, so you're probably not used to a lot of water. Some of you are at the moment, but yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, it was just decided after last week with one set of tyres that this will just go back to the standard format. Probably a circuit where we probably should have rolled the dice with water or rolled the dice with something else in our planning. But, you know, reap what you sow.
Still trying to hold those Kiwis back, aren't you? We're used to driving in that shit.
So, all I'm going to say is read the rules. What's in the rules is what we do.
Always read the rules and then the sub-rig.
And if we do something different, read the sub-rigs.
Damn straight.
And a hot tip, now that I've had my little rant, there will be some stuff coming over the next 3 weeks. And if you don't like it, don't sign up for season 24.
Season 24, boys.
Because that will be opening up very shortly as well. So plenty happening in the back end. Busy, busy, busy. And of course, raced here on Tuesday night, SRW monsoon conditions.
I heard it was a nightmare.
It was good fun. It was good.
It comes down to who you're talking to.
Yeah.
When you make up 20 spots, it's good fun.
And so it's good fun. When you lose 20 spots, not so much.
If you really want to be scared about the SRW boys, because as I've got other commitments from 6:30 to 7:30, so I literally just fire the computer up, walk away, come back in with about half of qualifying left. If I'm lucky, I do a lap. Being rain, I said, nah, bugger it. So I just started at the back of the grid and just had an absolute blinder with no practice at all in those conditions. So I thought that was pretty impressive.
Sounds like me with golf, mate. I don't do practice swings, so straight up, stand at the ball and whack it. I start doing the whole practice swing thing. You can guarantee it's fucking not going where I want to.
I must be being a bit too cranky. Brucey's dropped in. How are you, Bruce?
You're not cranky at all.
Hey, Brucey.
Oh, all right. My son's birthday today, so just got back from having some all-you-can-eat Korean barbecue.
Oi!
So I had to roll in the door, basically.
Nice.
I have heard that's a good approach to golf, though. Yeah, just don't practice and just go up and hit it.
No, I'm serious. It works for me.
Yep.
I do the whole practice shots and all sorts of shit.
I heard of golf years
I find
ago.
the best part of my golf game is the drinks and the golf cart as I'm driving from hole to hole.
Hold on, mate.
Who the hell drinks water playing golf?
Ambrose Golf, when one of the guys in the team is a 0 handicapper.
Yeah, that's really good. It's funny how far you can hit it when he's taking his shots.
Exactly. Well, usually they just tee off. You go, yep, no worries. So I'll just put my ball back in the bag. Don't need to hit that.
We'll just put my name down there, will we? Shouldn't be letting the secrets out. I do play a bit of Ambrose on a Wednesday.
Lester here doing
we have
very well.
And we have a sketch golfer.
all over the back of Phil.
Yep.
So it's funny, so Paul Lester by himself, he sits in our voice chat, and so you'll hear nothing, swear word, god damn it, you know,
Sounds like me and Ted.
at which point we try and just bring the cool head back. And then Lester talks. No,
The Cadman's going to leave us. He's going SRW. His roster's changed.
Yeah.
Bugger. That's a big loss. Oh, oi, what was that? A little snap, straighten her up.
It's so easy to do. Get in the marbles, off the camber, boom.
In all honesty, he wasn't going to race Thursday night. Sorry, Kedzie, but yeah, I talked him into it because he needs the points. He needs to do a 6. Save his spot for next season. But yeah, unfortunately, he has work commitments for the next few Thursdays.
It's a bummer. Well, family and life comes first.
It does.
I understand, but a little disappointed.
Got to be able to pay for those sim rig upgrades.
That's the other side of it. Definitely a hard charger. Let's jump on board here with Matty Foo. the Lithgow Lightning. Very patiently.
So we get lap 17. When were you boys starting to think about pit stops?
I was looking at. Hang on, I got the wrong calculator here. It's a problem. Someone's taken it over. I was looking probably about lap 22. So just drive the tank out, basically.
The 3 equal stints? Or?
Yeah. To try and should get about 18 to 22 laps, depending on how you look after the fuel. But at this stage, I had my 90-degree wheel issue getting back into the pits and just playing the rest of the night, playing blue flags, drink Rob.
So I think that me lap 18 was the fuel lap. So I think I targeted lap 14, 15 to get a bit of undercut. But of course, as you may have seen on the split 3 broadcast behind Clarkie, I locked a brake and went off. So instead of wasting more time coming back on, I dived for the pits. I think it was lap 7. I think I ended up going in.
Yeah, that makes life hard.
Yeah, it was. But it seemed to work. At least I came back out in clear track. Got a few last laps in, so that's it.
Which would have made a massive difference having some clear track.
Hey, Fav is back next week. Had to slip off to a funeral.
It answers my mem.
And Phil Whiting in the lane.
Looking for the undercut.
This place also has that little discrepancy where it flags an incident or a crash on SDK every time someone drives in the pit lane. So Pato's in.
That's probably because most people are 0xing, 1xing going into pit lane. It's so easy to do.
Yeah.
That is right in. Ross Watson now sitting in third.
I gotta say though, split 4 looks like the cleanest of the splits I've seen so far.
We are the cleanest split.
It wasn't a hell of a lot, Bruce.
Well, split 3 is the most attractive split, so I'll let you be the cleanest split.
No, I wouldn't go down that path, Bruce.
Mark is in there.
Yeah, I can think of about a dozen others that ruin it too.
Yeah, I'm not making any comments. I'm staying out of it.
You other boys in now, myself included.
Yeah, so just there, you cut that little corner there, boom, 1x.
Yep.
Or 2, off track.
Lukey Powell still running out in front here. Now drone cam doing very well. Sent it over the centre of the circuit. Just shows how easy it is to see the whole place.
So I can tell you, me, Cadzy, and I'm pretty sure Schaefer took 75 litres at this stop. We all dropped on the left at the same time.
I'll let you know in 2 seconds.
Yeah, because what was the number? It was it 690 tired or was it 120? I don't know, it might have been 120, can't remember.
Schaefer stopped for 33, 32 to Watson, 31 to Cadman. The Cadman took a fraction less. Adam Hughes stopped for 9, so he did a very short stop.
Bloody Cadzy, eh? Trying to hustle me again.
So some interesting little moves there. Brad Grant hasn't stopped yet. Right, yeah, clean, but a lot on paper, a lot on the list though, Bruce.
Yeah, there's a lot to play out yet.
And of course, huge thank you, of course, to Luke Neville and Travis as a party. There we go, I got it right. It helps when I put the words in front of me. And of course, Lucas Bird, our safety car driver as well.
We are actually only 1/3 race distance. So.
Absolutely. Based on the sheet, it gets a little bit spicy from about lap 23.
Cool. So I think one thing that I noticed myself is that there's definitely drivers have strengths and weaknesses. So for me, I was struggling a little bit. I don't know what it is, but it's the section where you have that green behind the ripple strip. So I was a bit slower. This right here, where Lester is now. I was a bit slower through here, and if you're turning a bit late, I'd have a few guys behind wanting to put it up inside, but then I had got a better exit out of the couple of corners onto the straight, so I'd pull away at that point. So it was lots of, yo-yo. I've got a bit like a rubber band between the cars, depending on where people were strong and weak. And to be honest, it was all about not making that one small mistake, which I made a couple. I locked a wheel. And that was, 5 seconds, and then frac marker went off, and I went off with him. So that was another one. And those little mistakes here were just what really added up to the result.
Yeah, well, it was the same with me and Daniel. We were basically rubber banded it. He'd be fast in certain sections, I'd be fast in certain sections. And I knew he had Cadman on his ass, so I was hoping Cadsy would help me out a bit, but he just patiently waited.
So Hughes, Grant, Verme in the lane. Doug Wright, another one of our newbies.
There was a fair bit of dropout last night. Oh, sorry, Thursday night as well.
Yeah, a couple of guys did, yeah.
Yeah, I noticed a few of the boys in Split 2 had an issue. I haven't had a chance to watch Split 3 at the moment. I was out for Mother's Day dinner, even though I'm in front of you guys, but it's Mother's Day here, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah.
Yeah, he's here too, this weekend.
Yeah, so we generally do it on a Saturday night. But yeah, so I haven't had a chance to watch Split 3, but yeah, I watched some of Split 2 last night before I fell asleep, and then, yeah, few PC issues going on.
Yeah, I feel like lately it's more like when the team gets together during the week, it's not iRacing go faster, it's the support line for PC issues. Yeah, there's a lot of that before the race. It was all like turning down numbers of cars and that sort of stuff, and jumping out, jumping back in again, turning down graphic settings to try and stop the stuttering.
Yeah.
Which I've passed on to racing, but that stuff is tricky because is it the track or is it not?
Especially if you're new line.
Oi, Doug, where you going, mate? Let's let Darren Verme through back into the top 20.
Well, especially if you're like myself and who's a chippy, so I generally want to just hit it with a hammer. Luckily, we've got some PC guys that work, well, not work for us, but are in our racing team. So.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think it's actually iRating related. I think it's more Windows driver related.
Yeah, I've been told not to update anything. Well, when it comes to Windows, anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a bad one out there apparently. Update.
This is quite an intense battle.
It is. It's hard work.
Luke Powell's checked out again. See you, but for the rest of us, make sure you hit your marks. God, that's a sexy looking I gotta say it every week. Come on.
Yeah, Leicester's car does look good. Great paint by Brett Fisher. Shadow Racing colours.
Yeah, shout to Derek Lovegrove who does our fucking deliveries there. Split 2 driver.
Of course, this battle here quite intense. Lester Craig still hanging on to the back of these guys. A lot of pressure and working very hard. Be loving this, Ross, knowing they're all behind you.
Oh yeah. Just like driving on the Auckland motorway, mate. Just don't look in your rear view.
Wait, you have rear view mirrors?
What's that?
Must not be driving in BMW if you have rear view mirrors.
Yeah, I'm just wondering how many people actually turn them off to save a few frames. It does definitely work.
I just use the what's the mirror one? Not
The virtual
yet.
mirror. The
Yeah,
virtual mirror.
Yeah, it's the only one I got on. And it's up high. I barely actually do it.
Yeah, when I was in the Camaro, I just took the virtual mirror and put it across, and the other mirror is. The problem with having your mirrors turned on is you actually have to render the whole race scene how many times mirrors you have. So if you've got 4 mirrors on, you're rendering it 5 times.
Yeah,
That's a big FPS killer.
these guys absolutely battling away. It's going to go back to KO. He's now putting a bit of pressure on Phil Whiting. Slowly. And for the kiddies playing along at home, the Motorsports Sup-Regs, fuel tank capacity limited to 100% for a 150k race. Interesting. Compulsory pit stops. How many reckon, Bruce?
27.
I reckon 225 unlimited.
155.
We got limited tyres, by the way.
What did we decide? I know we talked about it. I can't remember because what I don't know, John, is we've got the management wheel spinny wheel that we have that we spin every week. And we go, what are we going to have today? Rain? No, one tyre. Have a passenger ride. Use Gen 2 instead, and some of those don't come up. But
drive with one hand behind your back. One
facing backwards. Review mirror only. Yeah, one CPS.
One CPS. Wait till we do the one where we do a complete 100% grid reversal without telling anyone.
I'm still waiting. I've been trying to get this done for a while.
So that's really interesting because that opens up. And what's the race distance? It's
150.
Why didn't we do 150 this week? Anyway, I'll talk about that later. So I made the mistake of wearing long pants and a thick shirt, and I was just absolutely sweating.
I was in a bright uniform and I was fucking sweating.
Oh, it's just nuts. Everyone's sitting over the air conditioner. So that's really interesting. So 150 Ks, 1 CPS, no fuel restrictions. So that almost says fuel at the start and run it to the end and you're done.
Yep.
Or does it?
Do what you want. That's what it says.
Or does it? Because this is the 1-stop versus 2-stop and tide deck.
Yep.
So
50 litres means you have to stop.
Yep.
So irrespective of a compulsory pit stop, you have to stop. And 100% fuel, yeah, you can go in early, fill it up, get home. So early safety car on lap 1 or 2, you're going to get home. But it's the tyre deck game.
Or interesting.
Very, very interesting.
Good if you can save guys.
Oh, it just means as well a few people are going to have to reprogram their spreadsheets. With one compulsory stop, not two. Unless they're all over these boys. Little bit of lap traffic.
I'm just wondering, is that going to break? Is that going to break my software? No, because luckily when I was riding it, that was the first week we put a fuel restriction in. So I went, oh damn it, so I put that in.
Then, of course, are we lap 28? I think I've missed an incident, or have I? I don't think I may or may not have.
No. If it's the one I'm thinking of, anyway.
Yeah, it might be this lap. It's all got to be confusing with the number of top people that Luke's already lapped at this stage.
So this is where,
yep.
so this is where that strategy gets interesting, right? Because the normal one-stop strategy, if you're running, like GT3 for example, it's run it till it's empty, don't take tyres, and fill it, and then off you go.
Yeah.
So that's, I think, what the strat that most people will start with, just from a what am I going to do thinking point of view, is run it till it's empty. Because that, in theory, gives you the fastest car from a fuel load point of view. But GT3 tyres don't deck like ours do. So, interesting.
Of course, it depends if a safety car comes out or not, or what.
Absolutely.
No, I think it depends on something else, actually. There's some other factor I'm thinking of.
The right foot, or...
And then, of course, the reason why we did go 150 at Motorsport was because we have the Enduro the week after, which was going to be the second Enduro for the season.
Okay, suffering. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh, Lester. Let Callahan through there, not sure exactly what happened.
I think he went a bit deep on the brakes there.
So, for those that have been asking for a different temperature or different track temperature, different
That's
time,
exactly what I was looking at.
different time of day. Welcome to Daytona. There'll be a few little tweaks we'll be doing in there. I've got to do a couple of practice servers during the week, but there'll be a little tweak we're going to run on that one, which will probably be in this practice servers that run during the during the weekend before the race. So the race service will go up later, but there will be some interesting things happening in that race. That's all I'm going to say.
I heard torrential rain.
Now we head to Interlagos.
Speaking of rain.
Speaking of rain, speaking some of the greatest Formula One races in the wet.
Yeah.
Very willing in this pack.
But of course, we just got to see how everyone reacts to one CPS. If it's a little bit too much for everybody and it's a bit touchy-feely, then we might just leave it all as per the regs.
Oh, Leicester saying he missed the breaking point.
I think the one reason why we don't do one CPS most of the time is simply because it can become very same.
Exactly.
Yeah, so,
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and that's why we're just doing it the one time, just to make people think different again. And that's what the one tyre change was all about, was just to make people think different again. You know, we want you guys thinking of strategies, coming up with ideas, trying something different, and something that might work, might not work. You know, you could become a hero because you did something a little different.
We had a blue flag car.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tough gig around this place. Tough gig.
It is. Starting to get in that time of the race where we are getting all those overlaps.
Yep. Of course. Lukey Powers lapped everybody up to 24th, so Brad Grant's the next guy in front of him in 24.
So lap only one of 67, so not even halfway yet. Have we got anyone that's dived in and got their 2 done, or is
No.
everyone
Adam
still
Hughes
on
started in the
1
lane. He's been in the lane twice. Pickering's been in the lane twice. Yeah, so everyone else there is still in a bit of trouble. Yeah, as we hit the lap 31.
Back 2 seconds, I'm out of piss.
Yep. Hopefully he doesn't do what a driver in my team does and leave his headset on and... That was a very interesting conversation. Right, well, Ross isn't with us. We'll jump on his car. Give Ross his 5 minutes of airtime. And of course, after the great Interlagos, we go to the Virginia International Raceway for the finale. Where
Grand West layout. Is that what we decided there?
we did that once.
We did.
First time I've
It was
raced
good fun.
Oh, God, it's just nuts.
It was nuts.
Well, we could use the Patriot layout.
Yeah. That's one hell of a
No,
paint
that's
job.
That's January's more we haven't done it. But yeah, the Grand West, well, that was fun. It was, again, different.
It does your head in though if you've done the Grand West or the other layout and you swap, because on the big back straight there's basically traffic cones halfway down and a big right turn on the Grand West layout.
Yep.
So if you're used to that, you'll just go sailing through them if you're used to doing the other layout. Or if you're used to doing the Grand West, you'll stop and turn right when you should be going straight. So.
Of course, no, it is a non-drop round, so being the last one. Looking forward to seeing how the Gen 3 car goes there.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. See whether we can get any draft on that long back straight. Gotta get something out of the straight that long.
To be honest, Gen 3 Mosport did a couple laps this afternoon. Feels very similar to the Gen 2 there, to be honest. That sort of track that, because you're not going fast through Moss anyway. The big long straight is what it is. The sweepers are what they are, so it doesn't feel that much different to me. I'm sure if I back to Gen 2 it would feel different, but
We might just jump on with our reality fishing boat, see how the Captain Baxter's steering it around Winton. And I'm going to have to apologise here because I had parked the car up and it didn't record as well as it probably should have from this stage on. Of course, blown a motor, 20-minute repair. So that was my night done.
Did you use your fast repair on the first one?
When the wheel's at 90 degrees, you kind of got to.
Yeah.
Settle down, Cadman. He's going to get a complex if you keep doing that. It's not Pete. He's doing well, young Rob. Might come back and have a look at him a few laps later. Chafe now starting to come under a lot of pressure from Cadman. Of course, I hope the Cadman read my spiel to the race server. Up 3 spots.
At this point, I was thinking, thank you, Nathan. Must say, Kadsy, you do need to put some white wheels on that thing, though. Mr. Slater's in the chat.
Hey, Sean. Cadman goes left, Cadman goes right. And Cadman pulls in behind.
Gads is saying he did receive it.
So I saw a really interesting video this afternoon on the Perkins Engineering YouTube channel. If you don't, it's full of a couple of interesting facts. They actually found, quite who knows, the Alan Grice, Win Percy, VL Commodore. Barn find whether it was actually the guy knew that it was in the barn or not. Definitely got it and look over it. And what's interesting is that car actually started out as a VK Commodore that was sent to TWR in Europe. This is the first TWR car. Raced under a different guise, then upgraded to a VL spec. And I owned a VL. I never even realised they were the same body because I was more focused on the fact that it was the best Holden ever made because it had a Nissan motor. But then that was also the car they put in the wind tunnel and did the wind tunnel design, and it was the homologation car. So that's really interesting that they've got that now in the Perkins workshops, doing upgrades to it. So if you're interested in the restoration of some of the old supercars, definitely worth following the Perkins Engineering YouTube channel.
He's pretty good on that, eh? I do quite enjoy it.
Cool.
Because they're also currently restoring the Peter Brock, Larry Perkins VN. That's currently being restored at the moment as well.
It's amazing the restorations these guys are doing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Especially when they're going, okay, we want this car, because the supercars don't end. Like one of the classic Peter Brock cars, or even any of the cars really, they don't end their racing life when they're finished, right? They don't win Bathurst and go, okay, in mothballs, off you go, cotton wool, never touch it again.
Yeah, it's not NASCAR.
A lot of them keep racing, especially with Super 2. So these cars, they get different liveries, they get upgrades, they get modified, they get crashed, and it keeps going on and on. So the Peter Brock car, for example, it was built by Larry Perkins, did it with the standard VM road car sort of spec, with a 3-link rear end, and then it got upgraded to a 4-link rear end, and then it got converted to a VP, and so they're having to convert them back, a lot of these cars. There's another guy who's currently doing the same thing to Glenn Seaton's AU, converting the AU back. I'm sure I think it's FTR3. They're converting that back from as well. And it's just it's amazing the level of stuff that they go to. I think the Perkins Engineering guys have an easy job because they just go, how was it? They walk over to their drawer of 1,000 drawings. And just go, pull the engineering drawings out. That's how it's done.
Take it from the blueprint.
Yeah.
So I was lucky enough to go up to Morisset and look at Russell Ingall's Perkins car, the one where he won the championship but didn't win Bathurst. And just the work that those guys have done on that car and the immaculate, we were lucky enough to walk under it under a hoist. look at the engineering of the suspension, and and the guys go say this is why this car won, because Larry did this to the control rods. This was a change in the control rods to make it work. So it's quite interesting. And then they also had the Diet Coke car that was written off at Lakeside that had been rebuilt, and it's just immaculate, the detail that the engineering team there were going to.
It's just nuts. And of course, all of the old guys that are retired now that worked on those cars, they're happy to jump in and go, I did this and I worked on this and it was like this, and here's 1,000 photos that we happen to have. Because back then you didn't have digital cameras. You had to want to take the photo. Gotcha.
Trying to work out what Nathan's meaning. Was that your R race or everyone's John? Sorry, mate. Just had to address the elephant in the room. Not sure what he means by R race. Anyway, you might be able to elaborate for me.
Yeah, these things that we were mentioning earlier about, Brad Jones Racing going to the Toyota. Well, in theory, that's minimal change. That theory is just unbolt the carbon panels and bolt new carbon panels and change the power unit. I understand.
Yes, you did hear that there was more changes coming there, Mr. Matt.
Yeah, I don't know if Daniel should have given me that spot back looking at that. I didn't actually look at it on the replay.
Just for you, Matty, we're changing everything. Everything's going to change. Everything is up for sale. We have got everything that is happening. We are selling it left. We are selling it right. It is all going to happen. We've got G-bangers. We've got hoodies. We have everything just for you. But what we don't have is no lube for change.
We do have rain at the next round, though.
Maybe not. We may have one set of tyres. We may have two. We may have a reverse grid.
100% reverse grid?
Yeah. I'm not going to tell you, so we'll just do it. Wouldn't that put the cat amongst the pigeons?
Yeah, I think Daniel was a bit polite there, eh? We probably should have kept racing.
Bruce Galloway, he's up 7 spots in 12th. He's doing really well. Lap 40 of 67. These boys here in a good little battle. Lachlan under a lot of pressure from Galloway as KO slips in for his second stop. So starting to see a few guys roll the dice a little bit.
Yeah, I accidentally come in this lap. It stepped out at me the second last corner and put me in pit lane, so I just carried on with it.
Random drive-through penalties. Keep the suggestions coming in the chat. I'm liking this. You get a drive-through. You get a drive-through. You get a drive-through.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Can I pick who gets?
Can we put it to the fan vote like they're doing?
Yeah. There we go. Pato's got to go on reverse grid Winton with a 6-hour race with a compulsory end of that. Got to park the car up for 2 hours. Sorry, boys. Lachlan here. He's under all sorts of pressure.
Bulldog can P1 every round.
He's in a bit of a scramble at the moment. One of the young boys drove in the sim last night and damaged the lead from his wheel to the hub. He's in a bit of a scramble to get it fixed for next Thursday. very heartbroken fellow last night when he spoke to me. Bit of a lock up there with Wilbo as he slips through Pato. Pato gives the spot up. Right back here, Pato. Come on. You got this, son.
Come on, Pato.
You got this.
Dig deep.
That would be interesting, Mr. Rushworth. He wants to lock the map of the throttle mapping at 10 for a wet race.
Lachlan Galloway. So I'm liking Luke Orban. That's putting the fun back into practice. First one to catch a safety car wins.
Good choice.
Baxter would win that. Couldn't have that.
Is he still in line for the red one?
Boy's doing really well. Where's Mr. Baxter? He's still going. He's down 15. He's done his second stop. He's gone in early. And I'm going to apologise. I'm going to have some flickering going on, as I said before. I'm not the greatest. Double point race with double licence points. Woo!
Not holding back now.
That's definitely cold.
That one would be interesting, that one.
It's just, Dave, it means you've got to use 2 sets of fingers then to count up the points. I hope you got that many.
Actually, not a bad livery, eh?
It is. It's reality, really. Good looking livery. I think the boys at the super group might be talking about that other logo on the car, but I'll leave the cease and desist letter to later. There's Tommy DeWitt. That looks a bit more like the Super Sheep livery logo than the old one. Schaefer in the lane, so starting to see a few of these boys up the front start thinking about their stop. Nathan Cadman, jump in Discord. There's a split 4 green room, mate. Jump in there and I'll drag you in if you can't find us. If you can't find the split 4 green room, just jump somewhere in Discord and I'll drag you in. Nova got the best livery. There we go. There's a suggestion. There's a suggestion. That Nova's got the best livery.
Misfits, mate. It says green eyes, mate. I tell you. Even on a
fucking green though.
even on the Camaro, mate.
Yeah, well, it originally come out on one of the best race cars that never won Bathurst, but
Well, the guy that does our livery is a die-hard Ford boy. Unfortunately, he's not happy about it, but he has to do it for the Camaro, and he will have to do it for the Tide when they're released.
mate, I wouldn't.
Did he still
Sorry, you
have
can't do that.
Does he still have a pin-up poster of Glenn Seaton
Yes, he
in
does.
his bedroom? Just speaking on behalf of some South Australian driver I know. The last man on the lead lap at the moment, Mr. Bulldog. Doing quite well here. He is up 8 spots. A great
Right on,
drive from him. Staying out of trouble.
That's what you got to do. Get
Yep.
those points.
And of course, Ace playing along at home. Time to drink. Of course, as I said, he's the next man in line to be passed by Luke Powell. So he's the next one to get a blue flag. Baxter, drink.
Yep, blue flags were starting to come into play right now.
Yep. Don't fish. You have to guess the number of fuel for the number of laps. Whoever makes it there wins. Let's get into a little bit of homework here. Try and find my man. Nah, Nathan Cadman's somewhere in a room. Once I find him.
Where is it?
Well, I can't see him in Discord.
He's messaged me,
Jump in a voice channel somewhere, Nathan.
Nathan, Ketsy, jump into the mixed one, bro. I'll bring you in.
Well, Wilson, imagine calling a pool boy and Bulldog shows up. Chicka wow wow.
Hey, each to their own, man.
Still a few little battles around the pack. Everyone's starting to space out a little bit at the moment. KO, he's one of the ones that did the early stop. He's in Misfits 1, going downstairs. There we go. I will bring him up. Move to. Hello.
Hey.
Here we go.
Oh Jesus! Am I actually like live now?
You're live. Welcome,
You are live, my man.
Hello everyone.
Mr. Nathan Cadman in the house. There we go. I will bring him up.
Yeah, I'm only about bloody 7 beers deep, but it's all good.
That's the best way to be.
Wait, turn your
Yeah, let me
YouTube
turn
down.
this. Yeah, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, turn that down, and then I'm sharing a live screen in Discord.
No, too easy.
Yep.
How are you, everyone?
Good, yourself?
Yeah, going alright, man. It's Mother's Day tomorrow, so a little bit of pressure, you know. But
So, to the masses of fans out there watching, if you got a question for Nathan Cadman, now's your opportunity to throw it in the chat. We'll ask it live.
Holy shit, it's blowing up.
I don't reckon there'll be that many questions, but
Mate, YouTube's gone mental.
oh Jesus! No, Roscoe always puts me under pressure. He's like, you know, like you done the, you know, you're on the podium. You got to be in the chat, man. And I'm like, fucking, I don't know about that, man. Like, I wouldn't be saying much.
Yeah, all right, boy.
You're already saying more than Ross. That's all right.
I don't know. You and Roscoe are a bloody pretty good pair.
Oh, I don't know
I
whether to feel
reckon,
awkward. I don't know whether to feel awkward about that or not.
Oh, dearie me.
So Nathan, we're on lap.
So you going to pits? You've got,
You
yep.
just jumped in the pits.
Pits, yep. The Cadman is down the lane. Tommy DeWitt, he's battling hard here with Pete Morris. So this is for position.
Oh,
Here we go. First question has come in. What are you going to get your mum for Mother's Day?
Ah, flowers and chocolates, mate. What else?
And ask him how the Heineken Zeros are going down.
Mr. Orman? Nope, it's all free, mate.
You've come out just in front, just behind Cadman. So we've still got Power, Callahan, Whiting, and Galloway still got a pit in front here. So a little bit annoyed that you came out behind someone, Nath, or hoping a bit more in a gap?
I'll let you say that one, Kathy.
Hey, mate, what's... Oh, jeez, I'm on the mobile phone. I've really messed this one up, haven't I?
You're right.
Because I'm trying to listen to the commentary and...
Don't listen to the commentary, Ray, just watch live.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Wilbo off there a little bit. Just trying to work out what Baxter.
Yeah, so I'm on there. So there's I'm coming up behind
Yeah, you're behind Galloway.
So
Yeah.
Galloway hadn't pitted at this stage, so I'm coming up. Where we've changed over to Wilbo.
Yep. Just keeping an eye on Baxter, but I'll go back to that battle. So he's stuck right behind Bruce.
Patsy, Luke wants to know if I pay you to be my friend.
There we go. Here's Baxter. Who's that?
Mr. Orman.
Yeah, bloody mate. What, you were late, bloody last month. Like, what's going on? Hey? I tell you, mate. You know, like you get, and then the politics come in this bloody V8 league, and yeah, everybody's bloody. But yeah, no, this was a great
Great little battle.
Great little battle here.
This is politics. There was an election last week.
Hmm.
Oh, who did you guys finally vote in? Because when I was in Gold Coast, Jesus Christ, shit was blowing up. Oh, and then we'll carry on with the race.
Yeah. Yeah.
My bad, so excuse the Kiwi.
So these boys here, good little battle. About a minute behind Powell though, and Galloway still has to pit.
This is battle for second, third, fourth.
Yep.
Bottom two steps to the podium. I was moving.
Just gonna drop back to my good friend Mr. Baxter for a second though. There we go. Galloway. Yep.
This was a bit of a controversial thing for me. And like, if you haven't done like but you know, you get caught up in where you are, and sometimes you don't know who's pitted and who hasn't, and who you're supposed to be racing and whatnot. So, you know, it's all fair game, I suppose.
No, exactly.
If it's white, keep racing, Brett.
Yeah, pretty much.
But you do have a point in saying known where you're racing.
You're all over the back of him. He'd be feeling the pressure.
I'm
He
pretty
done
sure.
a bloody good job though. He's putting on a defensive masterclass here. And he really,
Here you go.
no, he's really doing a good job of defending.
I think he'd been watching me.
So I told you I shouldn't have get on the commentary, Ross. Bloody hell, man.
Just want to quickly check on Rob Baxter for a second.
First time's always nerve-wracking, mate. You're good.
Oh,
Rob.
Jesus.
He is back in 16th, down 7 spots. He's having a shocker, I think. A few instants early. Jump back on Schaefer.
The green eyes on a Camaro looks bloody good, doesn't it? I can hear all those Ford boys now. Oh, who was that in the background?
I think that was Carl Pickering, I think. Yeah, it was Pico. So I am missing a few things here.
Unlucky boy. Hey, well, I was starting to worry about old Schaefer. About now, he was really starting to hustle me.
Everyone has a crush. So Galloway, Schaefer's giving you an absolute hurry up. Lester Craig's on the march forward as well. So Powell and Galloway are the only two, and Morris the only three that have not done their second stop.
Of course, everyone has a crush on Pat. Have you seen his dog?
Good old Marty.
Marty's a good-looking rooster.
Absolute chick magnet down on the beach at Foster. Young Marty.
Lester Craig.
Galloway's in now.
Yeah, this is where, so Lester Craig was right up there at the start, and
Yeah.
this is where like pit strategy comes all into it, I suppose. I don't know if he's had
Yeah, he had an off.
yeah,
A little bit of
okay.
luck as well, so yeah.
Yeah, what? Matthew is doing well.
Matthew, yeah, driving very well.
Yeah, I was lucky off the start. Daniel got down the inside of him. I sort of just hooked onto Daniel's bumper and followed him through, basically.
Mm.
Yeah, it's isn't it strange how like you get behind someone, and even if like they're faster than you, you follow them, and then like if they're slower than you, still follow them, and then you follow them off the track.
Yeah. Very
Yeah.
easy. It is a very easy track to defend on. Especially when you're not the fastest guy out there. It's very easy to hold your position.
Oh, Lukey Powell, pretty much a flawless race again. Hasn't made a mistake.
Where's he lapped up to now?
6, but he's still got to make his stop though. Here he comes in now to do that. So Cadman's lapped up to 20. A fair bit of work there with the old flags.
Yeah, that was starting to get a bit long in the tooth by about now, to be honest.
Hmm.
I think this is the point where I'm thinking, do I go take a piss or do I keep racing?
Being in the chat with him, I was going, go take a piss, bro.
Yeah, me and Roscoe sat in the chat for this race, and the other lads mute us most of the time, but the Div 2 guys and the Misfits, but yeah. No, it's always fun, mate, with you, Roscoe.
Oh, you know, mate. Yeah, we got a man crush, just so all you in the chat can understand that. Who said a Kiwi and an Aussie can't get along?
Oh!
Yeah, well,
Oh! Power is human! Power is human!
We got cows and you got sheep.
Oh!
Whoa!
That is scary. Oh!
What? Am I watching this live or what? What's going on here?
Yeah, that's live.
Hang on.
I'm
You're
watching
watching on
YouTube.
Oh, that's,
Yeah.
nah, I'm a bit late. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
watching
YouTube. Yeah.
Oh, I'm supposed to be watching. Yeah, okay.
Leave
Yeah.
up, John Swift.
No wonder I can't keep up. I'm thinking, what the hell are you guys talking about?
I can't believe
Hey,
the
listen,
car just
I might-
exploded
I
on the
might have
track
brought-
all over it. There's bits of car everywhere.
Yeah, I might have bought mission, guys, and I'll talk to you later.
Alright.
No worries,
All right,
David.
lad.
See you,
Catch you,
mate.
mate.
Good job, Claire. That's Nathan Catman, everyone.
Yep, and the man who's the legend.
Nah, I ain't taking that. But,
Unfortunately, he's not around the rest of the season, but he will be back next season.
Definitely, I think.
hopefully, guys. All right, lads.
Vaughan Robinson under a bit of pressure here from Wilbo. Well, definitely still a few little battles. Getting down to the dying stage of the race now. 54 or 67.
Oh, it's starting to be hot. At this stage of my fuck, man. Oh, yeah, sorry.
That's all right. We'll pass my expense.
No, actually, yeah, it is.
So Lukey making a mistake. I feel really sorry for the poor little fella in Darwin that he was racing for. Didn't get the perfect race. I'm sure we'll hear words from young Mark. He'll be very disappointed. So Luke now only has a 5-second lead.
So I don't think we can find two tracks that are is anywhere different compared to here in Mosport. So there's lots of super low speed, tight corners, Mosport, lots of high speed, flowing corners.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to have to cut some laps over the week.
Hey Phil running around in 7th.
I have good fond memories of my last Vets race in Mosport until last lap. Last corner of last lap. Poor Nick Howes and his kids decided to come in and go, "Hey Dad," and he then decided to lose it, take his mouth out, poor boy.
Going back on Melissa for a lap. Tucked right up behind KO. He's doing well. Down 5 spots, but still in the top 10.
Yeah, big learning curve for Lester, who hasn't really driven the V8 before this season.
Yeah, to be honest, this thing's taken a lot of learning.
Well, there's 6 rookies. 6 rookies in the top 10. That's pretty impressive.
Did KO have a dropout on Thursday?
No, I don't think he had a drop out. He had a spin. I think that was about it.
Here we go. We're on for a hustle here. Stay wide and get up the inside of the next one.
Definitely trying.
Yeah, the extra distance is literally got super fresh tyres. Really hard, especially this late part of the race with all the miners out there.
You don't know the right things, though. Fill that boy's mirrors.
Bruce Galloway just a bit further back behind these lads. So he's sitting in 10th. He's not doing too bad. A little bit of traffic around him.
Up 9. Good on you.
Yep.
10 to go this time by.
Ooh, big tyre smoke lock up in front there. Brad Grant, Greg Shelton going in a great little battle just in front of Leicester.
Got to move, boys.
Got to move, but Bruce got a little bit of time up his sleeve. Another car between him and Friendy. Just check on our mate, Mr. Baldock, while we're at it. It's going to go blanky blank again.
Obviously, cameras don't like number 37.
It's because it was already on replay record, not on race record.
Still the blue, isn't it?
Yeah.
Doesn't agree with the blue light on the screen.
Right. Good little battle here between Gunter and Baldock. And Buckland and Doug Wright just in front. So 4-way battle. Pickering just behind.
You know, KO said he dropped out lap 10.
There you go. Know that feeling. So Doug Wright and Anita are going absolutely battling away. Doug, of course, another one of our rookies.
He's doing well, up 12.
Anita's up 12.
Not one of her better qualifying sessions, but she's moving forward.
No,
She races well these days,
races very well.
She's gapping.
And Gunter just forced a little wide there. Of course, this is a car that's 10 laps down beside him in the middle of a battle here. And out in the marbles, that's Gunter. There goes Bulldog. There goes Pickering, who was sitting behind that battle as well. That is heap of spots gone.
That's rough.
The car 10 laps down, getting in the middle of a 4-car battle. Probably not the greatest thing when you're getting towards the end of a long race.
Good goal from Gunther.
And
I'm sure he's not too happy about it, but it's bad
let's just say driving standards associated with that straw that broke the camel's back, and the league is no longer has Gunter.
That's a loss.
So real life driver, real life experience, driver coach, league entertainer extraordinaire.
That's the method.
Puts pen to paper to end what has been a good 3-year legacy with plenty of laughs. Going to be very, very missed in the league. That's all I'm going to say.
No.
And tried to have a talk to him about it, and yeah, wants major changes that I don't think we're going to be able to implement successfully. So yeah, I go back to what I said this afternoon, is we need to start driving with a bit of respect, guys. You know, if you're 10 laps down, show a bit of respect for guys battling in front of you. If you're a blue flag and there's guys battling behind you, show a little bit of respect to get out of the way of the battle. If you're going to pass somebody, show a bit of respect. You know, if you hit somebody, you know, how would you feel if someone else hit you? That's kind of the way you got to look at it, you know? And another one that was raised to me that I reckon's really, really good and a really great idea, this throwing apologies in general chat, BS.
Yeah.
And not big send, Mikey, BS. You know what BS means. And basically what it is, I think you should actually send the person a personal DM and say sorry, not throw it out in public comment as if look at me. You know, and I think this league's built on having fun, it's built on mateship, it's built on respecting each other. Big sends are BS.
Yeah.
You know, that's not respecting somebody. That's just going bang. You know, I think I know the competition is hard. I know the competition is fierce, particularly in some of the other splits. But come on, guys, I think we're all better than that. You know, if you want this league and you want this league to keep going, I really seriously think a few guys have got to start taking a hard look at themselves and a hard look at the way they respond to change, a hard look at the way they think things should be run. You know, we're always looking to adapt. We're always looking and taking recommendations and taking people's things on board. But, you know, running a league with 4 splits and doing 40 races a year is not an easy task, even for the small army of people we've got doing it. And it's a league that's built on mateship, comradeship, built on everybody having a crack and having a go. You know, a lot of the new guys, very welcomed. Have picked up how it works and understood it pretty well. But we really, really need to get back to where we were with this league if we really want it to continue for another 23 seasons.
Yeah. Well, you go, man. But there's 200 guys. We all think we're right, but at times you're not, mate. Right.
That's
and
right.
I'll put my hand up. I was one of those guys that was always on the button. Race control, race control, race control. Well, it was this season. I got hold of race control where I thought I was right. Again, of course.
Mm.
And they laid it out to me, and I was like, all right, well, good. Work on my racecraft.
Well, that's the thing. You don't see it in the car when it
No, you
happens.
But I wasn't even laps down at the time, you know. But if you're laps down, let the guy pass.
Hey, Pico.
So I've been in that situation too.
Mm.
Getting the blue flag, there's nothing like you're right in the guy's tail that you're actually racing, but you got a blue flag. He's within 0.8 of a second. You got to let him pass me. It's in the rules.
Yep. And you'll see
Because
here,
have to make the move of past the century on Boulder.
he's working hard. We got Lukey coming in the middle of this as well.
Are we getting the pass of the century? Oi.
But the other big thing is, this is a league. We all race each other. Oh, there we go. There's the move down the inside. So that was an attack turned into a failed.
No,
defense.
No, that's race leader. Race leader.
Ah, it's race later. There you go. I think that's how it should be done.
Exactly.
So we all know who you are. So if you think you're going to drive like an idiot and it'd be top of the pen sheets and people aren't going to notice that and treat you differently on track, you're kidding yourself.
Yeah,
Exactly. Like my nemesis in Split 3. I hope you start to pull your freaking head in too.
I'm sorry, Mark. I'll do better.
It's like, hang on, I'm not in Split 3.
4 laps left to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Lukey Powell, Cadman, he's still in second. Callahan in third. So a bit of traffic around, these boys working their way through. Nicely done. A little bit deep, but nicely done. Matty Fu, he's in fourth. Great drive for him up one spot. Ross Watson in fifth. You'd be happy with that at this stage, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I was, mate.
Daniel Schaefer in sixth. Phil Whiting in seventh. You'd be happy with that. Lester got himself back up to eighth. Bruce Galloway up 10 spots. That's a great drive.
Yep. Oh, 9 and 10, both up 10.
Yep.
Brandon's
Brandon's up 10 as well. Darren Friend. Guy we haven't seen up in the pointy end for a while, Dave Holly. Great to see him.
Well, here we go.
Great to see him up in the top 12 in front of Pato. Pato wouldn't be liking that.
Plenty of laps there, but those that are running down.
Yep. Still time.
Go on, Pato.
Holly doing well here. Pato, the next man back. So he's a fair way back. He's only just in front of Willow.
One mistake.
Oh, we got lights and everything flashing now.
Yeah.
I love that flash button. It gets used, but not excessively. It gets used.
Hang on, I need new glasses. I just read Pato's comment. I play with myself.
Yeah, you could have worded that better, Pato.
So, yeah, Adam Husey up 24.
Yeah, pit lane start. He's done well to get himself up in there.
Okay.
Good little battles about. Baldock and Pickering still in a kite contest. I know Pico would be gritting his teeth to get past him here. I haven't listened to his race debrief yet. I'm sure he'll be cursing Baldock.
I'm going to throw it out to the chat. We need to start talking DOD. What does the chat reckon?
I tell you what,
There's a lot in there.
Yeah, it was a lot.
I reckon, because Holly hasn't been in the top 20 for a long time. Or the bottom end of the top 20. I quite like Holly. I reckon he's done well.
Mr. Wilson reckons I need to be careful how I say Pato with a Kiwi accent.
There's always one. No, there isn't a way to show blue flags timing screen, unfortunately. I can have a look. Definitely not.
I race control implements its own logic based on iRacing's logic, but
Yeah. No, SDK's.
It's not a flag that's shared.
Well.
Oh, flashy flash. Where's your flasher graphic, Go?
Whee!
I will say, guys that have been in the league for a while, we're respecting the blue flags. Just there were some guys that just need to be aware. I'll leave it at that.
Oh, it's tough when you're battling with somebody.
Well, how you
as well.
For 20 off, and I've got the leader coming off me. Last thing I want to do is give my position, give those a couple of seconds away while I let him pass. But yeah, unfortunately you got to do it. You got yourself in that position, no matter whether it's your fault or whether you feel it's your fault or not.
Yeah.
If you want some practice, go race himself.
So the human Luke Powell did make a big mistake tonight. He's on his white flag lap. Very dizzy, I reckon. And someone's got to show him how to get onto the skid pan. But it has still been a pretty flawless race. He's come home strong.
Yeah. Well done, boy.
Almost put it into the wall.
Yeah, that could have been worse.
That is Luke Power for another win.
Well done.
Tell you what, he will get promoted to split 3, and I reckon the pub test might push him to split 2 if he's not careful.
Well, there's a bit of that.
Darryl Callahan in 3rd. That's a great podium for him. Matty Fu in 4th. In front of Ross Watson.
Yeah, I'll take that. Take those points.
And Daniel Schaefer comes home in 6th.
I enjoyed the race, Daniel, man. It was good.
Phil Whiting slips through in 7th. Lester Craig comes home in 8th. Great drive from him. Another one of the rookies. Bruce Galloway, he is up 10 spots in 9th. And he is going to be pushed home here by Brendan O'Loughlin, up 10 in 10. Darren Friend up 2 and 11. Good to see Friendy up at the pointy end.
Well, we got one for Daryl for driving the day.
Yeah. Dave Holly in 12th. Pato, I'm going to go in the slow mode. Pato, he was already over the line, so Pato finished in 13th. So, we'll probably start ourselves with drive of the day. And just give me 1 second. We'll bring Nathan Cadman back as well to do his post-race interview.
Cad's already had a drive of the day. Has Daryl had one?
I don't think so. I'm not 100% certain. Sure which room you're sitting in there, Nathan.
I'll go Daryl, unless he's had one. Otherwise, it's going to be Adam Hughes.
Look, I reckon we'll go with Daryl. I reckon.
Yeah, good effort. Yep.
Yep. If he's got one, he's going to have 2. Simple as that.
I'm still waiting for my first, by the way.
Just jinx yourself there, didn't you?
I'll even be paid. I'll pay for the shipping to get to New Zealand.
And that's not Daryl. Our driver of the day, of course, is... Where is he? Daryl Callahan. Congratulations, Daryl, on drive of the day, mate.
Well done, bro.
Lock that one in. And just try and work out where Mr. Cadman is. I see him.
Is he in the Misfits?
Misfits, is he? Yep, there he is. There he is. He's back in Misfits. I'll bring him in. So, of course, Luke was the man who won the race. Luke would like to thank, of course, M1 Cars. There's car sales in Brisbane. He'd also like to thank the team boss, Cross. And he'd also like to thank the other sponsors of the car, of course, which are the one and only Pecky Performance Racing and Dyno Tune, which makes it even harder for me to see what else is on there. So, yeah, he'd like to thank his teammates as well as Race Control, and he'd also probably like to thank the league. The man in P2, Mr. Cadman. Congratulations.
Hey, can you hear me or not?
Yeah, we can hear you.
We got you loud and clear.
I'm getting a bloody, hang on.
Do you need me to change the photos?
Yeah, I'm getting a bloody echo here. Hang on a second.
That's all right. Get me this.
Needs to turn on the TV.
Was it?
We got it?
Yeah, so that's... Oh, Jesus Christ. Sorry, guys. This is my first time doing
You're
this.
right. You're right. Who do you want to thank? Don't worry about what's behind you.
I would actually like to thank old Roscoe there, because he actually got me into the bloody race, because I wasn't going to do the race. I hate Winton with a passion. Could you imagine, like, if you were a race, like... No, I'm hearing a... Yeah, so I'm hearing an echo. Right, so could you imagine, like, if you've got a racetrack like Algarve or like Bathurst, and like, you go, when you're gonna go like stressful? Oh, hang on, mate.
Right.
What's going on here?
Just stopper.
Yeah, and then you go like, I'm gonna go on a holiday just to like relieve the stress, and then go build me a racetrack. And here's the plans. So all of a sudden, like, you come back from your holiday, and then you got Winton built for you. Like, you can't go anywhere, mate. You know, like there's nowhere to pass. It's flat as a tack. There's nobody.
Well, you did make 5 positions, and I'm pretty sure you're pretty safety first around it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure if Winton's like a lot of tracks in Australia, it probably started out as just guys racing around a paddock.
Yep.
Oh, I know what's going on. Let's go. I can hear your bloody echo. I can hear your echo, bro.
It just got more and more deeper. So
So
Nathan, who would you like to thank?
Me?
Yeah.
Sponsors, bro.
Oh, look, man, I'd like to thank Safety First, Old Hawksy. There's
NZ Safety in Tauranga.
Yep, 100%.
Damn,
And,
Golden Parts.
Yep, they're the ones.
And the PSR boys, bro.
PSR boys, Misfit boys. Look, man,
Some Blacks as well, bro.
why can I hear such a bloody echo, man?
I think we got all the sponsors in there. Obviously, the
Hey,
league,
bro,
the league and the league sponsors.
someone's got something on.
Yeah,
You
we got
listening to YouTube.
YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not on YouTube, bro. But, yeah. I think it's you, Oscar. I've got you on the thing. But anyway,
I'm not enough for everyone, bro.
Anyway, we'll
And
move on. Daryl Callahan, the man that was in third. Of course, Daryl running as a privateer. I think he'd be pretty chuffed with that. He's had a couple of bad weeks, the last couple of weeks, with a tow that occurred when he hit the wall at Donington, and then he also only did one CPS by mistake at Barber. So he's had a bit of a rough trot. So hopefully he's got that behind him now, and he can get himself back up towards the pointy end
It's a good bounce back.
Yeah, it's a good bounce back. So still a long way to go this season, as we talked about before. Next week we are at Mosport. Can't go to a completely different track to Winton if you tried. 1 CPS, 150k sprint, unlimited fuel tank after the 50 litres at the start. So it's going to be a very interesting race. It's going to be one where do you manage your tyre deg or do you go flat out? Short pit lane, so it makes it even more inviting to do a two-stopper.
I also heard there was rain with only 2 tyres being on. Sorry.
Oh yeah. Wait to see the server that's set.
I'll read the subreddit.
Apparently there'll be unlimited fast repairs. Everyone will get upset about that too.
Brian, I just wanted to say thanks for all the bloody for coming through every week, man, and doing this, man, because this is like amazing. Like everyone hangs out for this, you know, in Speed 4, and you do an amazing job in the commentary, and yeah, it's just fucking awesome, mate. Like this is the next level, bro.
Yeah, it's good. I'm glad you guys all enjoy it because that's what the league's about. The league's about getting the comradeship, bit of banter, having a laugh.
Yeah, man.
Enjoying it.
You do that so perfectly.
Yeah, that's what the idea is, and that's how you should be treating your driving and going forward. You know, it's going to get harder when you go up in the other splits, but you know, there's a lot of guys there that have been around for a very long time. Yes. As I mentioned, Craig Healy did his 200th race last on Thursday night as well. So, Craig. It's some boys that have been around for a while.
Where do I sign the petition to make race control and safety car starts count?
It's such a big wake up call though. Like when you think you're doing fast laps, and then you get into the vets, and then all of a sudden you realise that you're back in Smith 40. Fucking hang on a second, what's going on here? You know, you've been doing the NZ League and whatnot. So, but no, man, it's so good, man, and the amount of work you guys do put in, because I've run a Facebook page before, and I can't imagine the amount of work you guys put into this and the time, you know. So, yeah, that's awesome, mate.
That's right. Like I said, it's you guys. It's you guys coming into the league and picking up the way it goes and running with it. It's the guys we've got doing race control. The committee boys, the work that they do is pretty extraordinary as well. It's a village to run this series. And everybody does their part, which makes it really work well. There's the odd one or two, out there, and that's just. It's worked well from when it was based off a small, 2 split or 1 split, and then 2 splits, and then went to 3 splits, which was a big move that we did, and then now it's
Yeah, that's right. Because people were telling me when I first turned 40, they're like, "Oh, it's a big lineup, you know," and then all of a sudden you brought the splits into it. So there's just, I think that's a big thing, a good thing.
Yeah, it's a good thing, but it also increases the workload as well, and makes it harder to manage. But in saying that, the league itself is in a good position. It's, we're striving to make things and make changes and do some things that are a bit different. And everyone's just got to be adaptable to a little bit of change. We're not making it every week. We're not making it major. It's just, let's just try something different here and there to get people thinking differently and reacting differently.
Yeah, see how the reactions go and see how it plays out.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
We're doing the rallycross track next.
Yeah, we're going to do dirt ovals. Dirt ovals in the Gen 3. That'll be fun. Yeah, look.
I've done Gen 2.
Yeah, I think the tracks have been.
I've got to commend you, man, because I couldn't do it though. That's all I'm trying to say, you know. So yeah.
On you go, Jody boy.
Yep. Anyway, on that note, guys, we might wrap this up. And we'll be back again on Friday next week, back in our normal time slot. with, of course, Motorsport, which I think is going to be a very interesting race. And as I said, we're getting to the pointy end of the season now with Motorsport. Then we have the Enduro at Daytona. That's going to be a bit of fun. We're going to start in the late afternoon, and we're going to do a time acceleration and finish in the dark. Yep.
What's the current points if you've got them?
Ah, yes.
Yeah, I was just
Thinking that, yeah. Oh, I just got caught up with Nathan. Let me just tab a few screens. Click a few.
Sorry, Don, I've got an echo in my bloody thing.
You're right. We'll talk to you later.
I reckon it's you, Ross, right? Yeah, you mean me.
And we'll jump up and I'll just do that other thing. So that is the points table at the moment. So we have a big change in there. We have Phil Whiting leading at the moment, of course. It's only based off one drop. We are sort of talking that, of course, one drop there. With the one drop, Phil's leading with 9:45. Luke Powell with 9:16. But don't forget, Lukey has not raced 2 races, I think. So there's 2 there that he's missed. I've got to double check a few things of that. But Daniel Schaefer, he is sitting in there in 3rd. Ross Watson in 4th. Rob Baxter 5th.
Coming for you, Daniel.
O'Loughlin, Craig, Hughes, Cadman, Friend round out the top 10. So that's a fair battle in there. Of course, those are unofficial because I've thrown the drop in there myself. Like I said, next week, round 7 is Motorsport. Round 8 is the Enduro at Daytona. Round 9, we go to Interlagos, and then we have the no points drop round. So there is not a hell of many races left for guys to make their moves now. So we are getting to the pointy end of the season, boys, where everything matters.
Need to click those points, lads.
Yep, absolutely. Anyway, on that note, we might wrap the broadcast up, and we will see everybody again next Friday night. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for the boys jumping in, of course. Bruce, Mark, Cadsy, and Watto. And, of course, a huge thank you to everybody out in the chat. Big crowd out there this evening getting involved as well, which was great to see. And on that note, a huge thank you to the race control boys, to Luke Neville and Travis Azapodi, and Lucas Bird, our safety car driver, and all the other RC teams for the other splits. And a huge thank you to the committee boys and the rest of the management team. Thanks, guys. See you next week.
Racing the RaceKraft PT1 custom-built full chassis racing simulator. The design project, codenamed The Cage, an 80/40 extrusion chassis sitting on top of a Sigma Integrale DK2 Plus 4-point full motion actuator system. No compromises in the cockpit of the PT1 simulator. To maximize the experience, we start with the 49-inch ultra-wide monitor for the greatest field of view in a small footprint of the simulator, down to the SimuCube wheelbase that's tucked up and behind the monitors with SimCore extensions to get things out of the driving area. Everything is connected to a Cube Controls GTX steering wheel with the built-in dash and all the extra button functions available at your fingertips. Driving through the Raceworks S1 pedals, the potentiometer throttle and the 2 hydraulic pedals for brake and clutch ensures you maximize the feel underfoot, and seating yourself into an OMP HTER bucket racing seat with OMP belts connected to a G-belt tensioner to provide that extra feeling and the heightened experience while you're driving. Additional interfaces and accessories in the PT1, we have twin butt kickers, one on either side of the OMP seat, as well as a Jinx sequential shifter, the SimPush Race Logic timer to the left-hand side, a RaceKraft built-in WinSim kit with Philips Hue lighting and a built-in soundbar, plus the OMP side net to finish off the experience in the PT1. The RaceKraft PT1, build number 1, the ultimate in sim racing experience. combining the best products in the market with the passionate, no compromise approach that goes beyond racing simulation.